Hello and welcome to the third video blog in our series running up to our 5th birthday concert on the 11th of January next year at Crypt on the Green. We're celebrating some of the incredible pieces that have been written for us over the past 5 years, and through these blogs we're hoping to just give you a little bit of an insight into how they work for our instruments, what makes them so great and why we love them so much. I'm going to be talking about Hymn to Hermes by Joseph Davies, which was written for us this year with support from T-Cerdd. We also recorded it earlier this year, and so there is now a full, lovely recording of it online on our SoundCloud. So please do go and have a listen to the piece in full if you're intrigued by this video. I'm going to play a few excerpts from the harp part for Joseph's piece, but before I do that I should say that from a harpist's point of view, the most fantastic thing about this piece is the incredible range of colours, characters and textures that Joseph manages to bring out from our fab instrument. As some of you will already know, I'm on a mission to prove that the harp is one of the most versatile instruments we've got, and it can produce sounds from aggressive, rhythmical, beautifully delicate, really quiet, really loud, and I mean everything in between. That is just the tip of the iceberg. And I really believe that Joseph's piece goes a long way in showing the real range that you can get from our instrument. So I'm going to start with the opening of the piece, and then we'll go on from there. So this is the opening of Hymn to Hermes by Joseph Davies. So you can hear there that Joe has used incredible pedal glisses, really grungy sound, but we still get the change from the A natural to the A sharp, which gives the pitch shift as well, and it's a really, really effective moment. And the double bass is playing really repeated, angry semiquavers. And the combination of the two is very, very effective. So now I'm going to move on to a really stark contrast again. We've got some really aggressive sounding chords at the top of the harp, sorry, and then we move immediately on to something very, very different. So you can see the character shift for yourself there. And Joe has used a really fab technique called bispigliando, which is really a bit like a tremolando, where we repeat the same strings very, very quickly to get a kind of shimmering effect. And then we've got the really loud chord at the top of the harp, which is a really shrill and quite uncomfortable sound. And then we move on to what we call sans xylo, or xylophonic sounds, where we damp the bottom of the strings with our left hand and play the same strings with our right hand, and we get a really muted sort of under the water sound. So you get the idea. Then I just wanted to play these fabulous rhythmical gestures that I have on the next page. Eloise, our singer, is busy singing, but in between each of her utterances, I've got these rhythmic interjections that are marked really marcato, so really marked and accented, and they're in quite uncomfortable rhythmic groupings. So you can hear again there an amazing change of colour from these aggressive rhythmical figures to the really calm, quiet, almost scarily calm, repeated ostinato at the top of the harp there. And the other thing that I should mention about those fab rhythmical gestures is that they are played low in the strings, and we call that près de la table, or close to the table or the board. And you get a much thinner and almost guitar-like sound, rather than in the middle of the strings. Yet another way of getting more colours out of the harp. The final thing that I'd like to do is to play a section where the clarinet and the double bass are playing really militant music. It's incredibly rhythmical and quite ferocious. And you think, oh, well, I guess there's not really room for the harp in that kind of material. But there is. And this is how Joseph manages to do it. So I use really shrill chords again in quite a high register of the harp, and also striking the bottom strings of the harp with my palm to create a sort of gong, resonance, thunder effect. And then if you listen for long enough, you will also see me doing a glissando, sliding up the lower strings with a screwdriver, which creates, again, a really metallic and uncomfortable sound. So final excerpt, again here from Hymn to Hermes by Joseph Davies. So I hope that's given an insight not only into Joe's amazing piece, but also into what the harp can do and what a versatile instrument it is. Please join us to celebrate being 5 on the 11th of January at Crypt on the Green, and thank you so much for watching.